Hey, welcome back, everybody. HSC Podcast. Big Buck Steve on the mic. Big Smooth and Fresh Wes moving around on us, giving different camera angles. We love it. It's good. It's good for the shorts. Just keep them guessing, Wes. That's what we're doing.
Can't let AI get comfortable.
AI.
Yeah, yeah. Can't let the AI get comfortable. Wouldn't that be fun topics for the? How does AI affect sports down the road? Will we be watching robots play? Well, remember the video games? The old stand-up arcades where you played as robots. That was just as fun.
Yeah.
As John Elway football, there was the robot football, right?
The robot. I remember the robot football.
It was
Yeah.
better because they exploded when they got the
Yeah.
fourth down.
I was always partial to arch rivals.
Over NBA Jam.
Yeah.
So apparently HSC Podcast Sports segment, we're talking video games. So that should but they're old school video games. So most of our listeners probably played those games. And every time you say NBA Jam, they're like, he's on fire.
It's still at the nickel arcades. I had Grayson play it the other day.
What a great game. Speaking of NBA, what a start for both conference finals. I know you had to be in the Knicks gear, but man, you were close to probably not wearing that on this podcast because that was rough looking for a minute there.
Well, you kind of I kind of expected it because they'd been off since Mother's Day, and they were just their shots were just off. I don't know how many air balls they had. They just weren't hitting their shots, and I think it was just a lot of rust. And then
And then Brunson decided he was going to walk on water.
Well, it's like that video I sent you where there was like everyone talking trash about Brunson saying he's not that great of a pickup.
I I, I would beg to differ.
Yeah.
He's proved himself pretty well since he came to New York, but that was some kind of showing that night, and by the whole team. They got some lucky bounces, a lucky, unlucky for Cleveland to miss the last
Right.
shot, and then they came out and destroy him in overtime. But it's got to feel good to be down that big and then come back and still get the win in the game one there.
Well, I mean, it was like a novel idea. I texted you guys earlier. I'm like, just go at James Harden.
Right.
Oh, and then what happened? That's what they figured out. They just started pick and rolling with James Harden, so then Harden would be on Brunson.
Yeah. How good is James Harden's defense?
It was pretty epic. It's like I thought they were gonna bench him. Like why even Brunson just abused him. Um, but that's just James Harden. He decides to play. He doesn't play defense, and you know, just yeah, it was pretty amazing. The only problem that I had was I kind of was like, you know what, this game's over. And I ate and went to sleep, and I woke up. I was like, "What? What just happened?"
Oh, so you didn't even get to see the
I
fall
pulled a
part, huh?
Derek, the
Oh
Boise
man.
State.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Derek,
I admit I stopped watching it, but I had it on like my phone telecast because
yeah,
I was like, okay, when I'm watching it on my phone, they're doing really bad. So I'm not going to watch the game. I'll just put the tele gamecast on.
right.
But so and then
Because TVs are expensive and you didn't want to break another one
no, I never broken a TV.
or break one for the first time.
Yeah, well, no, because Grace, I'm regulated to my phone to watch sports, so I got to watch the end of the game on the TV. So.
Yeah, it was something else to watch live just because you saw it coming after a very short period of time. And then it just kept snowballing and snowballing, and Cleveland couldn't get out of it. And then you get some lucky bounces. You get guys like Bridges and Shamit hitting some big shots, and it just turned into Cleveland couldn't handle it anymore. And then overtime, they just were like in such shock they didn't even play.
I mean, that's the thing. MSG, it's a different animal in the playoffs. And they have like all the old Knicks players there and
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, 7 minutes left. They're down by like 20. They had a .01 chance to win.
Yeah, I saw that.
Point
Saying
zero
there's a
one.
chance.
What does this mean for game two? So what's your guys' prediction? What's game two going to look like? The Knicks stay on this roll. Cleveland figure anything out from losing that lead because they did have the lead. They weren't playing horrible. They just couldn't close. So what's game two look like?
My prediction, pain.
Hey,
Uh, I just the Knicks just did not shoot well at all. And I don't think that's going to happen 2 games in a row.
Yeah, OG really let me down.
Yeah. And
He
then
didn't get a lot of shots up either, but he just wasn't active enough in the game.
right. And then you saw it, like he started driving to the basket and getting fouls and stuff. I just think if the Knicks play their game, the Cavs don't have the defense to stop them.
Right. That's going to be tough for the Cavs. They're going to have to rely on a little more on their big men to control the game so they can get better shots. I think with Harden forces shots anyway, but Mitchell needs to get good outside shots and get on the move. So Allen and Jared Allen and Mobley have to do more. They did great, and they had a good lead, but it just went away and they weren't able to produce. So you still have to rely on that, I think, if you're Cleveland and play your bench players, and you hope guys like Morel and Wade continue to make shots.
And I don't think the Knicks are going to go 10 of 32 from three.
Right. Yeah. So you got to play better if you're Cleveland if you want to win this series because the Knicks are tough. What's your game two thoughts, Wes?
well, the Knicks just continue the way you played in the fourth. For the Cavs, I think you got to ride Donovan Mitchell. He's going to have a huge game for them to beat the Knicks in the next. I think the Knicks are going to win. I think the Cavs are demoralized to a certain extent.
That's rough.
I mean, you just don't lose a lead like that. I mean,
That
they
late in
really
the
needed to
game.
win one game in MSG, and that was the game. So
Yeah, you need the split there. So that is kind of heart wrenching, and it can take the soul out of a team. And you come out flat game two, and the Knicks could just start rolling and go into Cleveland and sweep you.
yeah,
That's the kind of turn that turns into a sweep. I think you're right though. If Mitchell comes out and Mitchell can put up 30 to 35 without shooting 100 times,
yeah,
because that's they're going to be the problem. Like if Mitchell gets his 30 or 35, but he shoots, 24, 25 shots, you're probably not in good shape there. So I think I agree. I think Knicks, not only did they find something, but they just shot poorly. They're at home. There's no reason to think that they're not going to come out and probably win this game by 10 to 15 points.
And I'm kind of like, you gotta, if you're the Cavs, are you looking at it and going, man, I really wish we had Garland right now instead of Harden.
Man, that's a big question, right? I mean,
yeah,
Garland, though, I, I followed him a lot, especially when he was with Cleveland, but I also watched him, go over to the Clippers. And man, he still just tosses up everything too. So, did you really get anything much different? The
Well,
thing with
defense.
Harden is you're right, he's a defensive liability, but he also gets to the free throw line, and that you can't ever take away from him. Like if you need a foul, he's like the master of drawing a foul. But it doesn't help you if as he kind of gets later in his career if he can't do the other things that the some of the younger players or more talented people at that position.
Well, and then that was he I think it was a stat was he's like the fourth all time in the playoffs with the most games with more turnovers than assists.
Yeah.
And he's like fourth all time. Almost, or it might be third.
Well, there's a reason that, you have the thought, everybody has the thought process he falls apart in the playoffs because it's usually backed by some type of data, right? Or the
Well,
fact that he just sucks in the playoffs.
he
Like
was
either way.
5 of 16, 1 of 8 for 3 with 6
Yeah.
turnovers.
The 1 of 8 for 3, that's rough. All right, well, let's get something a little more positive here. So we had the OKC Spurs game series kickoff, which what a game one. Spurs steal one in OKC. Had a little bit of chance to steal game two. OKC, showed some resilience, wins the game. Now you go 1-1 back to San Antonio. But just an overview of the two games when you think about it, what sticks out between game one, game two? What can we expect go to game three? Wes, you couldn't have fallen asleep during game one, OKC and Spurs.
No, I didn't. I was getting food and stuff, but the first half, Wemby was only at 7 points, and it seems like they were able to keep him more out of the paint. They're double teaming him, get the ball in his hands. Second half, right off the bat, he hits like 3 3-pointers in a row. And then did you see the shot where he went up and missed the land and the ball comes off and he dunked it?
Yeah, the offensive tip dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then he goes down the other end and blocks the shot.
well, look,
I was like,
Wemby's a
this is
freak,
dumb.
right? This guy's amazing. Even his first game, 40 and 20 game, he's all over the offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
He's dunking everywhere. Game two, he doesn't have the fastest start, but he comes out in the second half like crazy. What do
Yeah.
the OKC need to do to control that? How do they stop that? But then what does also San Antonio need to do to help him?
Well, it'd be nice if De'Aaron Fox was healthy.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this right? He's got an ankle. What's wrong with his ankle?
So some kind of ankle issue, most likely coming back game three.
Well, yeah, I mean, he better because they're going to really need him.
Well, then we don't know what's going on with Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams got hurt too, yeah.
Yeah.
And Harper was kind of dinged up for a bit. It's like,
OKC's deep though,
Yeah, oh, yeah. They're and I think it was good to go big with Hardenstein
I know.
and Chet. And and then Chet kind of showed up. I was like, all right, Chet, hit some shots, you're alive. You're not gonna do, I don't know what happened in the first game where he's not even guarding Wemby. It's like, dude, I'm sorry, you got to guard him. I mean, but I think the strategy was good towards the end of the game. I think Wemby kind of got frustrated. They were getting offensive rebounds. They were crashing the boards. But Wemby wasn't getting 24, 25 rebounds like the first game.
Yeah. Yeah, RC had a good game.
And you got to be physical. You can't let Castle just do whatever he wants in the paint. You see that nasty dunk Castle had? Just boom. I forgot who he dunked it on, but it was stupid.
Yeah, he's ridiculous athletic.
I didn't know he had that kind of elevation. Like, whoa.
He might get injured though, like what's his name? Derrick Rose. All the stuff Castle does in the air.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me of.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, you watch the way he dunks and moves in the air and moves his body around, gets fouls, and gets to the rim. It's a little Derrick Rose-ish, if that's a thing.
Yeah. I think Fox got to come back.
Yeah.
And they're going to really need him. I think Oklahoma City has confidence now. All the headlines like today about City's in trouble, blah blah blah. Like they better win or they're going to get swept. And all
I
stuff.
know.
Like,
I mean, they overplay it in the media.
It's just Oklahoma City's deep. They got players, and I don't care. San Antonio's average age as starting lineup is 22. They're young. They got, this is now this is a series.
Yeah, you see their mistakes too. Even in game one when they won, you saw their mistakes late in the game. You saw them today. And then you're going to see them throughout the series. They're talented enough that I think this series goes deep. But I think you're right in the sense that when you get to those game six, game sevens, it might be where OKC excels from experience. It's still got OKC winning this series. Are we still confident?
I think so. I mean, I'm not switching my bet right now after what I saw tonight. I think it will go probably 7, but they'll win.
All right, Derek.
Just, I'm not switching, but more people for the Thunder need to step up and not have it just be the Shea show. Holmgren, come on, dude.
Yeah.
You are like, what was he, the third pick overall? And 13 points, 4 rebounds. You're
Yeah,
7-1.
he hasn't had a good start in the first 2 games.
No. Yeah, Wemby blocked his 3-pointer. I mean, he's got to do it. It's like, okay, go. Everyone's always going to have someone bigger that they have to always go up against. And this is where you determine how good of a player you are when someone's bigger than you and you can't use your advantage of your height.
Well, it's good for what I think tonight, what they did using their height as well. Instead of trying to put, Lou Dort and Caruso on him like in game one, I'm like, what are you doing, man? Get the big guys in there at least, foul him, make him shoot some free throws, rough him up.
Well, that, like, going back to what Wes was saying about the youth, I mean, Hartenstein, he's a veteran, former Nick, but he was roughing up Wemby. And there was a bunch of stuff, he was holding and getting away with a lot of stuff, but it's going to frustrate him.
Right.
Oh yeah, and they're jacking up, like, OKC's jacking up threes and jacking up shots, and immediately someone's grabbing Wemby. I mean, I'm surprised there wasn't more fouls called. They're grabbing his arm.
They're blocking him out,
Yeah, it's
Wes.
frustrating him.
They're blocking him out. It's called blocking out in the basketball.
Well, what I'm saying, but here's the thing: they're doing some illegal stuff too.
Yeah, of course they are.
It's pretty. It's like they're almost like taking that arm so he can't go up there and do one-handed, rebounds and block shots. And
this is why Shaq was different, right? You couldn't do much of that to Shaq, but anytime you have the Yao Ming type body, it's not as effective as the Shaq type body.
Well, yeah, and on like drives to the basket, you'd see him kind of like pull on him so he couldn't get away to go block a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if he could get away with it, I mean, like in the Knicks Cavs game, they let him get away with like so much.
That was unbelievable how many fouls they didn't call in that game. But all right, so stick with it. OKC, Knicks. We'll see how these next few games play out. All right, so quick run through our bring your own topics. We're not gonna make them long tonight, but I just want to talk a little WNBA since we're talking NBA. Have you guys, the season started? You guys seen that?
I heard about it.
I
We got
saw
a
the
new
season
team
started.
here, so
I saw the Fire got killed in the first game.
Well, new team. Also, the question though, the topic is there was a lot of hype around it last year when the Clark thing was going with Angel Reese, and both of them were all over the media. There's some stories out there, of course, for it, but it just doesn't seem as big as last year. So, what would you say is happening right now? Are they still climbing, or are they fall off from last year? Where's our WNBA level right now?
no one cares because the NBA playoffs is going.
So
I
after
mean,
that, they will.
we'll see after the NBA playoffs is done, then you have baseball and then you'll have the WNBA. So anyone that doesn't care for baseball but likes basketball, we'll see what happens with that. But right now, it's like everyone's consumed with NBA basketball.
Most of the basketball fans.
And it's no different. Think about when the NBA starts up. No one cares about the NBA. It's about football. And then it's not until like Christmas that people start paying attention to the NBA.
So summertime in WNBA is going to be a big thing like it was last summer.
I don't know.
I mean, it was big. It was everywhere, right? It was all over social media.
What we got next? I mean, yeah, I just saw some stats on Caitlin Clark's first couple games. They weren't great. She wasn't hitting her threes. And then that's it.
Yeah, she had a couple good games, and then don't think she even played tonight.
She didn't play against the Fire.
Talking about her injury. She said she's having a hard time going full speed, basically, or trusting her body is how she put it, I believe. So as the kind of the hype around her died down, it feels like the hype around the media world has died down.
Well, because the WNBA doesn't care about her. They don't want to hype her up. They want to sweep her under the rug.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. What about the rest of the league, though? It just doesn't seem like. I guess maybe we'll see after the WNBA playoffs, but it doesn't feel as big as it was last year. No, agreed.
No, I mean, I'm sure something will happen. They'll create some sort of soap opera story here after the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, like Paige
And
Beckers.
everyone will see the headlines, and it's just going to get regurgitated, and you're going to have another Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey thing. It's going to be as the WNBA turns very soon. Something's going to happen. Angel's going to say something, start talking trash. Her
Well,
shoes or whatever the hell that's about. I don't
you
know.
see, Angel Reese got traded, right?
Yeah, she's on Atlanta.
Yeah. So there was some moves around the WNBA for sure. All right, so that's my question. I think we're all in agreement. Not as hyped this year. So
Well, and then I mean, we didn't talk about Aja Wilson scoring 53 points in a game, matching her, not matching, but going toe to toe with her. I don't know, his her significant other, Bam Adebayo, who, had 83, right?
right.
So they both had scoring records or huge scoring games.
Yeah, and it was all over in the media, right?
Well, I've heard about it, so it must have been
Well,
some.
yeah, I mean, you go down the list, you read the headlines in ESPN, and I mean, it's there somewhere. It's just
Right.
not up the top.
All right, switch over. Next topic. What do you got, Derek?
So keep three, cut
Oh,
five.
all right.
Oh no.
All-time top point guards.
Ooh, okay, I like that. NBA version tonight.
Yes.
So 8 total. We got to cut 5.
Okay.
All right,
John
let's go.
Stockton.
Number one, huh? Um, I mean, right off, I would think he's a cut just because he's limited in what he can do for me. What do you think, Wes?
Yeah, cut.
Oh, cutting the all-time steals and assists leader. Interesting. Jason Kidd.
Oh man, I like Kid. No, I'm cutting.
Cut.
Magic Johnson.
Keep.
Keep.
Isaiah Thomas.
Hmm. Man, so we're halfway through with Isaiah Thomas, right?
Yeah.
Got 2 left. I don't know, Wes. What do you think on this one?
I'm gonna take him.
Keep. All right, we're keeping him.
Steve Nash.
You can cut him. I like him. He's a good player.
Cut.
Walt Clyde Frazier.
Oh man. And then we got two after this.
Yep.
Oh man. We're getting Isaiah Thomas a little bit. We gotta cut. I think you gotta cut him with two left, only one pick.
Yeah, I need to cut him. Sorry, Walt.
Sorry, Walt.
The Big O, Oscar Robertson.
No, I mean, I'm keeping. Got to. The man's a walking triple double with 20 some points a
Yeah, I got to
game.
keep him. I got to keep him.
Okay. So your keeps are Magic, Isaiah, and Oscar Robertson. And now you've cut Steph Curry.
Oh,
Yeah,
see, we should have
I know.
waited on
I
Isaiah.
knew he was going to do that.
Yeah.
So you cut Stockton, Kidd, Nash, Frazier, and Curry.
For Isaiah Thomas.
Yep. Magic, Isaiah,
Well,
and
there Magic and the Big O, there's no question. Like if you're not taking those two, then you're doing something wrong. I mean, all the other ones, fit into the game, but yeah, I'd rather have Steph Curry at this point, and probably John Stockton. Those would be the two I would say that we kind of let go for Isaiah. But Isaiah did his own good things too. That was a good one.
two-time champion.
All right. Yeah. All right, Wes, what do you got?
We're going to talk some college football here.
Nice. Oh, are we? Oh,
And we are going to talk about this idea of having a 24-team playoff.
man.
That's a lot of teams.
I know we said we were revisiting this, so
Yeah.
I haven't dug into all the details yet. Obviously, just 24 is a lot.
And the Big Ten's backing it. They want it. They don't want. They say they're not. They're not going to do a 16-team bracket. They want 24, or stay at 12, which I don't. SEC favors keeping the 12-team setup or pivoting to 16.
So let's start with the 24. Okay, what does that look like for the actual tournament?
Like how many buys?
So they doing, yeah, are they just four buys still and then just expanding the back half?
Well, I mean, 4 buys. Well, that would. They don't have the model yet. What they want to do. All I know is they're going to be like playing to the Super Bowl at this point. But they are. If they do that, they're eliminating the conference championship games, which I think that's something they should do anyways.
Yeah, that does make sense because if you're expanding to 24, you just take both of the people who won their divisions in the conference.
Yeah.
Well, I could say, I mean, Division Two is 32 team playoffs, and that usually works, right?
Right. I think you need a little more than 24 to make it a little smoother of how the tournament goes down without having too many like buys and like who's playing who type things. That's what bothers me with some of the tournaments is because you get into that, especially when you start including buys in there. Who gets the buys, where they're coming from. I mean, how are they placing them now, right? So is it still we rank them, we use the system and then they're just 1 through 24?
What? I mean, pretty much, and it's almost the way they'd have to do it. Well, Dan Lanning thinks it's a great idea, so they should do it.
Well, we should do
He
it.
said it'd be great.
Dan Lanning.
It would be great for college football. Is that him or his?
Well, I was thinking, do you just do two 12-team brackets? Like 2 1 seeds all the way to 12, and then you have it where they meet
Yeah,
That
that
way,
would be this how they're doing it now, right? With the 12, that means you'd have the first 8 play, you'd have the 4 get the bye, and
I don't
then
know if you have any buys though. Just have
well,
one versus 12,
yeah,
two versus 11, 3, 10,
well, you
4.
can't because that'll won't even out on your tournament. Because then you'll have 3 people, right? Because if you have 12 playing, you're going to go down to
Oh, gotcha.
6 wins and then go down. So that's why they do 8, and then you get the bye, and then the winners of the game of 8 come in and play the next 4 that equals 12. So you could do 2 of
Gotcha.
those, and then the 2 of winners of that particular brackets would play for the national
Dude,
championship.
dude, guess what Ryan Day said about it?
Oh, love to hear it.
It would be great for college football.
Is this the thing where the media keeps saying the same thing over and over again, no matter what um, station you're watching?
I want to hear what. Oh no,
Well, it's
I'm
just the
shocked.
SEC doesn't want it.
No, they don't want it. I think there's too many teams, and you could still figure something out where you can get rid of the championship games and not have maybe 16, but it's just getting kind of ridiculous.
16 makes sense, but
Yeah,
they want to reward the top teams, so you have to have the bye. So I think their best thing is what if they're doing 24 is what Derek was talking about is you split them into 2 sets of 12 and you do it like you're doing now. So technically you'd be giving 8 buys out.
right.
Yeah.
That's fair. Then I just have to get in the top 8 to earn a buy. And then once you're in the buy, like it's anybody's tournament, right?
Yeah. Looking at, what they like said the teams would have been. So you got Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, Oregon, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Was that Oklahoma? It's all blurry now. Um, yeah, Oklahoma, NC State, and then like the others, you'll have Texas, Alabama, Notre Dame, Michigan. It's pretty much all major schools except this showed what the Greenway, North Texas and the two
Right.
teams, yeah, that were in it already.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
to
I
get the
don't know.
green wave in there.
The Tulane, the Green Wave. What's the is North Texas there?
Yeah, it was
North
North
Texas
Texas.
is, I don't know what they are.
What are they called? But the point is
Armadillos.
does it even really get more teams in more of a chance, or that's just still the big schools are just going to keep going?
Well, yeah, because it's weird. It's like you're gonna have Virginia against USC. No one cares about that. Um, uh, Tulane against Notre Dame.
Ugh, what a
North
massacre that'll
Texas,
be.
North Texas against Vandy.
Well, that might be fun to watch.
Houston, BYU. I mean, okay, your point again, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't that's a lot of teams that but at least then they get a shot at the national championship versus I guess if you're in the top 25, that means you're going to get a chance at the national championship. Would be the thought process.
So here's what they said, like maybe what it is the top four teams from each Power Four conference,
Right.
two of the highest ranked teams from the group of six, and six at large.
Okay. So that makes difference. Oh man. And then it's it come down so then it comes down to voting and who are the at-large ones.
Well, you just don't need it's the top 25, except don't be 25.
Right. That'd be kind of fun
Conference.
though. If you think about that, you change the top 25 to the top 24. And if you're not in it, you don't go to the playoff.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another statement from Washington's coach.
Let me guess.
He said, it's what's best for Washington.
Oh, jeez.
So that's Washington being Washington. They're being honest.
Right. No, they're
Well, it
like,
is. It's like they're not going to be a top.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, USC would have made it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
all right. Well, we'll come back to that one again many times, I'm sure, as they iron things out. But that's another good topic for future sports segment podcasts. But so wrap it up. We got NBA conference finals, game 3 for OKC. Are we going OKC at home or San Antonio at home? OKC on the road. Who's winning?
I got,
I'm taking OKC.
yeah, me too.
I think the Spurs win this one. And then OKC goes on a run of 3 or 2, and then Spurs win 1, and then it goes to a game 7.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with the Spurs on this one. But we're all on the Knicks for game 2 against Cleveland,
Yep.
unless, as Wes said, Mitchell goes off for 35-40. They could win.
Well, and then you guys won't understand this at all, but it's hilarious. There is a WWE wrestler named Danhausen, and he's like a funny WWE wrestler. And he comes out and he's got like almost demon face paint, and he goes and he curses people. Well, right now he's in a thing with The Miz, who's from Ohio and is a Cavs fan. And so Danhausen cursed the Cavs.
Oh man, it's over.
He was at Madison Square Garden and he cursed them. And then, of course, he comes out, he's like, see, I cursed him and they lost.
And they lost. That's good. That's good television, though.
It is. That's like, if you're in the WWE, you're like, this is awesome because now this character has even more clout because it actually happened.
I mean, you could not possibly be living in the Matrix because this stuff just happens, right? All right, good stuff. All right, so don't forget to subscribe and like any sports topics you want to hear. Throw them in. Bring your own topics is great, and then we'll hopefully maybe get some comments from our listeners. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.